proud product of the Minneapolis Public Schools. After going to college and getting a degree in political science, I spent 2 years working in schools across the state of Minnesota. I was not a regular classroom teacher. I didn't teach math or history or science. I don't know what that experience is like. But I did teach in a different school each week, working with kids with emotional and behavioral problems. EBD is what it was called, kids with learning disabilities. I used role play to teach conflict resolution to keep these kids out of the path of drugs and gangs. I then went to work to do change in politics. And I went to work on a political campaign. Ended up working at the state Senate for 5 years. I didn't work for Senator Poggemiller as an individual. I worked for the state Senate Democrats. Any Democrat called, we helped them with whatever was on their mind. When that's your mandate, you learn the legislative process fast. After that, I ran a campaign for a guy that was never going to win the mayor of Minneapolis. Well, he won. His name is R.T. Ryback, and I've been working for him ever since. My responsibilities for him include the environment, transportation. We built an incredible number of bike trails in this city. I was his point person on the Central Corridor LRT line and a number of other projects. I also have another part of my job for him, is to be the point person on the budget for the past 10 years. And more than anything else, this is what drives me to run for this office. People who work in cities, people who work in counties, in school districts, in social service agencies, they know what a cruel joke these budgets have been. And we need to go to the source of the problem. I'm tired of cleaning up their messes and reducing the impact of their cuts. I want to go where the fight is, so we don't live in a state that values the privilege over the middle class.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm actually a graduate of the University of Minnesota Law School a very long time ago. And I also go to church just down the street with Grace University Lutheran Church, and I'm very proud of that because it's a church that's been known for its commitment to social justice. The East Side is in my blood and has been for a long time. My wife and I have raised a family in the Northeast. I was honored to serve on the Minneapolis City Council for 12 years in leadership positions as the council president, the budget chair, and was known someone, frankly, that never shied away from a fight and no one that ran away from an issue. I stepped down. I didn't think I'd run for office again. But I'll tell you what happened when I stepped down that was really disturbing to me when I left the city council. As I talked to my kids, as I talked to my coworkers, as I talked to people in the coffee shop, there's a complete loss of faith in our democracy. It's not just Democrat, Republican. That's why I'm running. I'm running because we have to restore our faith in democracy. We have to get mid-money out of politics. We have to make sure everyone has an equal voice. That's not happening now on either side of the aisle to the extent it needs to be. Democrats need to be the one to lead that fight. That's what needs to happen. We can't solve any of our problems until we restore the belief that people have in their government. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good to be here. Thanks so much, Kyle, for putting this on in Minnesota Daily. I do really appreciate it. And the best way to make the right decisions is through public discourse, and that's where we're starting. My name is Jacob Fry, and I am running for Senate because I know that if given the chance, I can truly improve people's lives. You know, through the last maybe decades now, we've had great leaders in Phyllis, and Diane, and Larry. And something that Larry said just recently, I think really stands out. He said it's time for a generational shift. I am that generational shift. I'm 30 years old. I'm absolutely brimming with enthusiasm. I'm an attorney, so I understand the law, how it works, what we need to do in order to fix it. I have the capacity to make the change that we need, and I won't let you down. To me, public service, it doesn't start over at the Capitol. It starts in our streets. It starts in our schools. It starts in our homes, and that's exactly where my public service has begun. Advocating for tenants that were losing their homes following the North Minneapolis tornado. Starting the big gay race and mobilizing 2,000 plus happy warriors in support of marriage equality, and testifying over at the Capitol to make sure that dangerous gun laws don't take the life of one more child. That is where I stand. That's who I'll be fighting for.
My name is Ben Schwanke, and I'm actually a student right now. I am seeking my degree in mathematics education, and I've actually done a lot of service hours of teaching in this district. I've spent numerous hours at South High School and at the Marcy Open School here also, and I've seen a lot of the challenges that face these schools. I also know the challenges that are facing a lot of the people in this room right now. As students, we see the rising tuition and the rising cost of rent. And And I think that we need somebody in this district that represents this population. This population is about 35 to 40% of this district. And I think it's time that there is representation of this student population.
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah, there we go. Hi, I'm Carrie Dietzig. Thanks for coming here tonight to listen to us. I was born in this district. I grew up in this district. I live in this district. I went to the Edison High School and I went to the university. It was a little more affordable back when I went here. It's changed a lot. I'm running because I've seen how state policies impact lives. I've seen the real impacts. I understand how the changes and the impacts on higher tuition, on health care, and denying people the right to marry who they want. Sorry, she scared me there. So I understand, and I want to make sure our state policies reflect our values and move the state in the right direction. I've worked for Paul Wellstone, and I worked for the county board. So I've worked on the ground improving our community, and I want to listen to you and work with you to find creative solutions to move the state forward. Thanks.
Hello, good evening, and thanks for organizing this event tonight. My name is Mahmoud Noor, and I'm not one of your typical candidates running for the state senate today. I arrived in this great city, in this state, 12 years ago. It has given me many opportunities that I cannot count today. I'm afraid that those opportunities that we have will not be there for my young children who are growing up in this state. So I'm running because I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to have an employment at a living wage, making sure that we have affordable health care, making sure that we have high quality education for everyone. I've worked for the state, the largest state entity, which is the state of Minnesota Department of Human Services. I've worked with the legislative process and also the governor through the Council on Black Minnesota for the past 8 years. I've always been involved in the community. I've lived the American dream because of the union jobs that I've earned. I'll be working very hard for this district and everyone to make sure that everybody is successful. Thank you.